Hey everyone, welcome to the Audible Sports Podcast. My name is Casey. This is Steven. That is Tony. And we are missing Daniel this week because he is not feeling good. So, Daniel, hopefully you feel better.
Poor baby.
Poor little baby.
That was me last week, so I totally understand.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But the show must go on, and we're going to bring you some content today. As you can see, we're going to go over college football, start and sit in week 1 for fantasy football, early playoff predictions, and week 1 game predictions. Early playoff predictions might not go as we planned because the overlays were not working with us earlier, but it is week 1 of the NFL season. Football is back, everybody, and I can't be more excited. So finally, the wait is over. We will have football every week until February. I am so happy for that.
Once COVID happens.
Yeah, we've already had some great college football action, which we will jump into right away. This was not a good weekend for kickers this week. I don't know if you guys watched any of the games, but did you guys watch the North Carolina State East Carolina game?
Bits and parts of it.
Yeah, East Carolina had the game won. They scored a touchdown to tie the game. It was 21-20. The kicker missed the field goal or the extra point.
So apparently, if your colors were purple and yellow, you missed an extra point to go into overtime.
Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about that one next. But they missed an extra point, and then they got the ball back. They go down the field, and the kicker has another chance to win the game, and he missed it again. So he missed 2 kicks. Florida State LSU, that was an incredible finish. It was so good to have football back. I can't believe Florida State beat LSU in New Orleans. Florida State had 30,000 fans at that game. That was pretty insane. But basically, Florida State was going to score a touchdown and put it away. I think he fumbled at the 1-yard line. LSU drove it 99 yards in less than a minute and scored a touchdown. The crowd goes wild, 70,000 in the Superdome. And then the kicker misses the extra point. Well, actually, the extra point was blocked. So that was actually wild. So, but I know you guys went to a week 0 game. You want to tell us a little bit about that? A little UTEP action in El Paso?
You know, they actually it's a big old come up. The program is doing good. They had the first half, but then they just
completely fell apart.
Yeah, I watched some of that game too, and the receivers for UTEP could not catch the ball at all.
They should have been up at least 17-0 at one point.
Yeah, but it's UTEP, so that's that. So, but did you guys have fun at the game though? At least
it was fun. It was without the game being delayed. I mean, it was fun.
Yeah, a little college football action. My Michigan Wolverines beat down Colorado State. It was a great game to watch. Another big game over the weekend was Ohio State Notre Dame.
Casey's favorite team.
Yeah, I hate Ohio State, but Ohio State did come out with the victory. They won 21-10 over Notre Dame. That was a hard-fought game till the end. The game got away from Notre Dame in the end, but I hate both of those teams, so there's that.
and then Georgia just massacred Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon is
more like Oregon.
More like Oregon, yeah. Oregon is not a good team this year. Well, at least in terms of Georgia, but Georgia just has some players down there. Georgia just beat them down the entire game. What was the final score? They only scored 3. I know
49-3, I think.
49-3. Yeah.
The final score.
That's crazy. But it was good to get some college football action. Little taste of football. Taste of what's to come. We'll move on to Stardom Sid'em here, unless you guys got anything else to say about any college football games.
Tony, any college football?
We're good.
We're good. We'll see. We'll have more to say later on, but get a little wet the beak. Anybody that is here watching us, go ahead and join us in the chat. If you saw a college football game you liked this weekend, go ahead and talk about it. We'd love to hear about it. If you went to a game, let us know. If you're going to a game, let us know. Are you excited for the NFL season? Let us know. We want to know everything about you guys. So we'll jump from college football. It was good to talk about it for a little bit. We will go to Stardom and Sid'em. So that basically this is a Stardom Sid'em for fantasy football this week. You guys want to start with the Stardoms or the Sid'ems?
The Stardoms?
You want to start with the Stardoms?
Yeah, we can do Stardom.
You want to do all 3 or just go in a circle? Each one?
Circle.
The circle.
Let's go in a circle.
Circle, dot. Now I got my cookie shot.
All right, Steven, you go ahead and go first.
Yeah, so my first Stardom is going to be Michael Pittman against Houston. Poor Houston, man. They're in for a rough week that we're about to go watch live.
Yeah, we will be there at that game, and I'm so excited.
But I expect Michael Pittman to be the number 1 receiver that week for both teams and just carve up that Houston defense.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned Michael Pittman because my first one is Michael Pittman of the Indianapolis Colts. I absolutely love Michael Pittman against the Houston Texans this week. Last year, the Colts outscored the Texans 62-3 in 2 games. The Colts defense got better this year, and I think the offense got better this year as well. Last season, when the Houston Texans and Colts played in Houston, Pittman was 6 of 8 for 77 yards with no touchdowns. This weekend, I think he finds the end zone and could be a huge fantasy play this week. Tony, who is your first stardom for this week?
I am going to go a different direction, and I'm going to go to quarterbacks.
I'm
going to actually go with Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. You think Trey Lance is a stardom?
Trey Lance at the Bears? Come on.
That is true.
He's going to have a good first game. It's going to be a big old boost for him. It's going to get him. He's going to welcome to the NFL in a very good way.
Yeah, I think that bad things could happen for the Bears in that game. The San Francisco defense is no joke either. That defense is frightening.
Yep.
Pretty crazy. Steven, who is your second stardom player for the week?
My second stardom for the week is going to be Russell Wilson against his old team, the Seattle Seahawks.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the Seahawks are going to be pretty terrible. I think Russell Wilson's going to destroy them this week.
He's gonna have some revenge for that team. Unfortunately for Seattle, at Seattle too. So
yeah, it's in Seattle.
Seattle fans are going to have a hard time watching Russell Wilson just massacre that Seattle defense.
You know, the NFL schedule makers made that game on purpose in Seattle week 1. His first game is in Seattle.
Marketing with the NFL is no joke.
Yeah, exactly. Tony's been saying that all season.
Yep.
You need to put that on a shirt, Tony. My number 2 stardom player this week, believe it or not, is from the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's Christian Kirk. The Jaguars didn't pay Christian Kirk $72 million to sit on the sideline this year. I really don't care how much money he's making. I just care about his productivity on the field. There's an R in there. That's why I kind of went on there.
Casey.
Yeah. I think he's going to have a good shot against Washington this week to be really, really good. Last year, the Commanders gave up the 3rd most fantasy points to wide receivers, and Kirk is the number 1 wide receiver in Jacksonville by far and should be played in week 1. If you have him on your team, put him on your starting roster. I think good things will happen for you guys.
Well, you took my second one with Christian Kirk. I'm going to switch it up. I'll go A.J. Dillon with the Packers. He's starting at Minnesota. That should, first of all, be a very good game to watch, especially if it's going to dictate what's going to happen within that conference, within that little subdivision right there. But I think he works well with Aaron Jones. He's going to be a lot of the pass receiver. So it's going to be pretty cool to see how they complement each other this season.
Yeah, as Matt LaFleur said, he said Aaron Jones is running back 1A and A.J. Dillon is running back 1A. So I think they're going to do great things this year too. Steven, who's your third and final stardom player of the week?
So my third stardom is going to be one of my players that I have on my team is Elijah Mitchell with the San Francisco 49ers against the Bears.
The Bears
have no run defense, so I think Elijah should have a good time. He's a little questionable, but it looks like he'll be pretty healthy to start this week and just hopefully run all over that Bear defense.
Hey, you're just picking on the Bears this week, huh?
That was my first one against the Bears. That was Tony picking against the Bears earlier.
No, I said you guys are picking on the Bears this week.
Oh, yeah. Just
not just this week. It's gonna happen a lot.
My third stardom player, Alvin Kamara. I know I said that I wasn't big on Alvin Kamara in one of our videos past.
But he's playing, that's why.
But he's playing, and he's playing against the Atlanta Falcons. He hasn't been suspended yet, and the Falcons are just going to be terrible against the run. The Saints should be a decent team and should run them over in Atlanta, and I think there might be more Saints fans than Falcon fans this weekend in Atlanta. The Saints could do big things this year. Atlanta's not going to do such big things, and I like Alvin Kamara this week. Play him if you got him. He's basically a running back 1. And he could finish in the top 5 at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. What matchups do we have? I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. Him going to the Browns, I think is going to
the Browns.
The Browns. I think he's going to be a pretty big target for the Browns this year. So I think he's going to be a big. He's going to carry a lot of the load and with the Browns, especially for week 1. We're going to see him and Jacoby Brissett seem to be having a good chemistry overall. So it should be fun to watch him play.
Yeah, the Browns should be a decent team this year. I'm really looking forward to that week 1 game. Browns, Baker Mayfield against the Browns. That's going to be great. I think that's all of our stardom players. Let's go to our situm players. Steven, who's your first player that you are sitting this week?
The first player I would be sitting this week is Tua. with the
Tagovailoa.
offense. He has struggled mildly against that New England defense as last year showed us. And Bill Belichick knows how to run the defense, no matter how good or bad his players are. So they're going to have some schemes that are going to confuse him. Even with Tyreek Hill running around that field, if Tua can't get rid of the ball, it's not going to be easy for him. So I'm going to sit Tua if I had him.
Yeah, I've been saying this. It's a prove-it year for Tua, so we'll see what happens with him. My first sit-him player is Cam Akers from the LA Rams. Cam Akers is being drafted as the number 1 running back in Los Angeles this year, but Darrell Henderson could be the number 1 running back when it's all said and done. Akers is playing against the Bills, which I really don't like that matchup, on Thursday night, who have a great run defense. He is also coming off a torn Achilles injury. I didn't touch Akers in any drafts this year in fantasy, and I don't like him this week against the Bills. I think Henderson is going to take over later on in the year, and we'll see what happens. I like Akers. I do like him. I just don't think he's going to be very productive in fantasy this year.
I am going to go with Chris Godwin for the Bucks. He's just coming off of an ACL tear, so he should be very limited in terms of snaps and receptions for his first week around. So we'll see what he does once he gets a little better, a little bit heals a little more. But for week 1, I don't think he's going to be too much.
Yeah, they might rest him a little more than people think. He wasn't even supposed to be back by week 1, was he? Like originally, but they said he's looking better in camp. Well, he was looking better in camp. Oh, just agree with me? Okay. All right, Steven, who's your second sit-em player for fantasy this week?
I like to apologize to John. Unfortunately, we'll be picking against the Texans again this time. Dameon Pierce, the running back for the Houston Texans. I just don't see him doing anything against that Indy defense. As Casey has said multiple times, that defense is scary. It will definitely win him a lot of games. And Dameon Pierce is not going to have a fun day on Sunday.
Well, sticking to rookies here, I got Breece Hall. Breece Hall was drafted higher than Michael Carter, who will be the Jets' number 1 running back to start the season this year. A lot of people like Breece Hall to take over later on in the season, and but I have a thing against rookies in the first game. Breece Hall's a rookie, so is Dameon Pierce. I like the wait-and-see approach with rookies in fantasy as well, so I would bench Breece Hall. I would not play him at all. That rhymed.
I'm actually going to go up to the Rams Bills for week 1 and say sit Dawson Knox. He has a very tough linebacker matchup coming up, as well as a safety. So I think he's going to be very limited to what goes his way. He's going to be an alternate when there's no options open in the receiver option. So I think he's going to have a tough week 1.
Yeah, I'm screwed in a bunch of leagues because I have Dawson Knox in a lot of leagues. So we'll see what happens. I like Dawson Knox, though. I'll play him any week. I think he's a great tight end. So, Steven, who's your third?
Great, but don't get me wrong, he's great, but he's going to have a tough week.
He's going to be Josh Allen's favorite red zone target this year, though, I think. He's going to get a lot of targets. That's what I like about him. So I like anybody that gets a lot of targets. I like anybody that gets a lot of carries. Put him on my team.
Too bad you're not in the PPR league.
Yeah,
our
league is in PPR. The rest of my leagues, PPR. So there's that. Steven, who's your last sit-em player?
Picking on the Bears again. Justin Fields against that 49er defense.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. I mean, he has no one to throw through already. That Bears offense is just not built around Justin Fields, and he's going to feel that on Sunday against the San Francisco 49ers.
They didn't do anything to help him in the offseason.
So if you have him on your team, I would definitely not play him because he's not going to do anything, and San Francisco should run away with that game pretty easily.
Well, Tony, here's where you and I are going to differ a little bit. My last sit-em player is Amari Cooper. Tony says start him. I say sit him. Carolina was underrated as a defense last year. They gave up the 6th fewest fantasy points to the wide receiver position. I really don't like Amari Cooper this year, especially with Jacoby Brissett throwing to him. It's a wait and see approach for me again with Amari, as I don't know what this Browns offense is going to look like. So that's why I'm sitting him. I'm not saying sit him all season. I'm just saying this week I'm not playing him if I have him on my team. I don't think I have much of Amari Cooper in my fantasy leagues, though.
I mean, I do agree with you. They did have an underrated defense. With that being said, I think not only is if you do say that Amari Cooper is going to struggle, I think that's going to also turn into Kareem Hunt struggling a bit. But I'm going to go to Tony Pollard for my last sit-on, just because there's going to be a lot of controversy going on with him and their running back one. A lot as well. Tampa Bay has a big front seven, so I think they're going to struggle a little bit with the run game. So I think Tony Pollard might have a little bit of a rough week, especially being number 2 for the time being.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try and use Zeke a lot as much as possible this first game, just because they want to establish Zeke again.
Yeah, it might be a little
as-
rough, but I don't know who the player is going to be. Mid-season, Zeke. I think the Zeke slander has gone a little too far. I think because he was injured last year and everybody gave him like, and I know
A bunch of crap.
he's declined over the years in yards that he's gotten. Yeah, yards per
as
game.
all running backs do.
Yeah, as all running backs do, because they take all these hits. But I think Zeke can bounce back this year and just reclaim the running back one. And Jerry Jones doesn't want to play Tony Pollard as the running back one, but he says he wants to use him more in the schemes and stuff there. But we'll see what happens. But
Could be a good flex.
yeah, I just don't know what's going to happen. So, but he is a good flex, especially if you have him in a PPR league, because Dak is going to throw to him when he can't find a receiver open. So, But let's go to the chat here. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nobody's there. Nobody's home. Let's see. All right. Well, we're going to breeze through this stream, guys. It's going to last like an hour. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. All right. Let's go to some early playoff predictions. Like I said, bear with us because these overlays might not work with us. I got to click through some things and some things weren't working. So, but I have mine up. So this should work here. So let's see here. Let's switch it on over. Switch you over. And then we'll switch you over. Can you guys see it? You can see mine, right?
Yeah. All
right. So these are my playoff predictions. I'm going to try and go around so you can see where I have the Bills and the Rams. Those are my number 1 seeds. Actually, I think this is your board, Tony. You have the Raiders, right?
I'm trying to. How did you pull up my board?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess it is. I guess I'll go back and forth with you if it is mine or not.
You have the Cowboys in?
I do not have the Cowboys in.
Told you technical difficulties. This thing is not working with us. This is Daniel's board. Dang it. All right, let's switch this over real quick. We're gonna do this. Bear with me, people.
We had this whole planned out, and Daniel was going to be the one running everything.
Yeah, Daniel was supposed to run everything, so I didn't have everything ready. And Daniel got sick, so kind of screwed us a little bit. But it's okay. We'll figure it out.
It's not.
Let's add this. Just gonna wing it and say Tony's playoff picks. Properties. Nope.
Anyway, while we're waiting, we had a great weekend. We had a bachelor party that we were part of. It was a really fun weekend. Tony organized the whole weekend for us, and he did a phenomenal job. Props to him.
I don't know about you, but I slept all today. It was great.
That's what I did. Me and Brian, when we got home last night, we knocked out at like 9. Brian was like, I'm gonna do some laundry and stuff. And then when I talked to him this morning, he was like, yeah, I crashed. I didn't do anything. I was like, yeah.
Well, we're gonna have some ads in the background because I can't fix this. No.
Oh, I see the ads. That's
Yeah.
cool.
All right, whose board is this? That's my board. Oh, there we go. All right. So this is my board. Woo, we did it, guys. We fixed it. Woo. All right. So I have the Bills and the Rams as my number 1 seeds. Let's move the Rams up a little bit.
The Bills.
Oh my gosh. And it changed again.
Jesus.
Yeah, this thing is screwed. I do edit.
How about you just go
Aha!
to
There we go. There's my bracket. All right. So, like I said, I have the Bills and the Rams. My number 1 seed is the Bills. Number 2, I actually have the Ravens. So I have the Ravens finishing second in the AFC. Third, I have the Chargers. Fourth, I have the Colts winning our division, but of course we're the last first place team. 5th seed, I have the Bengals. 6th seed, I have the Chiefs. And 7th seed, I have the Dolphins. Dolphins versus Bengals. I have the Bengals. Oh my gosh. Dolphins versus Ravens. I cannot talk today. Dolphins,
Hey, you said it.
Damn it. All right, whatever. Dolphins versus Ravens. I have the Ravens beating the Dolphins. Next matchup, I actually have the Chiefs losing to the Chargers in LA. Oof. I really like this Chargers team this year. Unfortunately, I have the Bengals beating the Colts. I don't see the Colts beating the Bengals. It very well could happen, but I think the Colts lose in round 1 this year. Then next, I have the Bills beating the Ravens. Then I have the Chargers actually beating the Bengals. And then I have the Bills moving on to the Super Bowl over the Chargers, which should be a great matchup. The NFC, I have, look at what I did here. LA is my number 1 seed. Philly is actually my number 2 seed. Minnesota is my 3. Tampa Bay is my 4. San Francisco 5. Saints 6. Cowboys 7. Cowboys and Eagles. I have the Eagles. Sorry, Steven. Next one up, I have the Saints over the Vikings, because we know how the Vikings look in the playoffs. Next, I have
the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Next, I have the 49ers actually beating the Buccaneers, and probably Tom Brady's last game. So we'll see what happens there. Rams versus Eagles. I actually have the Eagles over the Rams. Saints versus 49ers. I have the Saints over the 49ers. My Super Bowl matchup? Yes. My Super Bowl matchup? I like this Eagles team this year. Eagles versus Bills. Bills winning it all. That's what I have in the Super Bowl. Those are my picks. Let me try and get to your picks on here.
Alrighty, guys. Well, that was a good stream because we know the Eagles aren't going to do shit this year. Casey, good night.
All right.
Damn, you had a ball with Steven.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I have the Eagles in the playoffs, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, this thing's not working. It's not bringing up any brackets.
Daniel would have a field day with that.
I know. Daniel would be dying right now.
Yeah, here it is.
Tony.
Well, yeah, he is. That's what
he literally is.
It's your bracket, Tony? Looks like your bracket.
We can't see anything.
There's nothing up.
Oh, gosh. What a great stream. Oh. Aha.
Throw that bitch up.
That looks like your bracket, right?
Bills, Dolphins, Bengals, Chargers, Chiefs. Yep, that's it.
Perfect. Move LA out of the bye here. Perfect.
Chargers.
Go through your AFC.
That's the one. So, could barely see it.
You got Bills number 1 seed.
Bills are your 1 seed. Bengals are your 2 seed. Kansas City your 3. Colts your 4. Ravens your 5. Chargers your 6. Dolphins your 7.
Yep.
How do you have them finishing? Go through each game.
Ooh.
AFC.
Yep, I see it. I see you.
I seen it.
I have the Bengals beating the Dolphins. Pull that sucker up.
Pulled it up.
That's going to be a tough matchup right there, but I think the Chargers could pull it off. So I'm going to give it to the Chargers.
I'm giving it to the Chargers. You just have them swapped. I have the Chargers at home. You have the Chiefs at home.
The Chiefs are usually a home team. They're usually too good during the actual season under Reed.
Yeah.
But I think the Chargers can knock them out at Kansas City. And I am going to give it, that's going to be a good matchup as well. And I am going to give it to the Colts.
Ooh, yeah. Moving on up. I don't think I'm moving up from here,
though. Yeah. Sadly, you call that one. So I will give that one to the Chargers.
Move them on over.
And I think the Bills might be able to take down Joe Burrow this year and move past.
So you think the Bills move on to the AFC Championship? AFC Championship, you have the Chargers and Bills. Who wins?
I'm giving it to the Bills.
Bills. NFC.
Bill.
The NFC is kind of like, I think everybody's pretty much picking the Bills to win the AFC. NFC is the one that everybody's all different.
Same as you, I'm going to give it to the Eagles, except I have them matched up with the Saints. I'm going to give that one to the Packers.
Oh, well,
And
before we start going over this, you have the Rams, your first seed, Eagles 2, Packers 3, Bucks 4, Minnesota 5, San Francisco 6, Saints 7 seed.
Edward would like to say that he's here.
Oh, hi, Edward. We're going through our playoff predictions.
Edward, I want you to know that Casey picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. You just did.
No, I picked the...
He said the Eagles are taking it all this year. We all heard
Yes.
Did I pick the Eagles? I meant to pick the Bills. I have the Eagles going to the Super Bowl, but I have the Bills winning.
You said the Eagles were going to win.
Oh, well, you know what? You guys distracted me, and this whole thing's distracting me. So I have the Bills beating the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Okay, keep going.
I am actually going to give it to the Bucks because I think that the Vikings, like you said, are going to struggle to get in certain playoffs.
I lied. You said the Bills.
Yeah, I said the Bills. That's what I thought. Haha. Okay.
That's okay.
LA and Philly.
I like the Eagles as well. I think I am with you on board. I think they're going to go all the way to Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh. Well, way to ruin the last picks down here.
Yeah, but that one doesn't really.
So just pick one.
I'm going to give it to the Packers. I think, like you said, it's going to be Tom Brady's last season, especially with what's going on off the field. Like we said.
So you have the Packers in the NFC Championship again, and they could lose again.
Correct.
Perfect. And you have the Eagles moving on?
Correct.
Eagles, Bills. So he has the same matchup I do.
I do. Just different way to get there. Different little route.
Yeah, different route. And then who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
I'll do it.
I'm going to give it to the Eagles. I believe in them.
You think the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl for real?
No, not really.
No.
I was like,
I was just messing. Nah, the Bills. I have the Bills.
the Bills.
I just
He has
want
the
to see
Bills
what
winning it all.
people would say.
Yeah,
I
it
want
would
to see
be
what people would say.
I was like, really? It's like,
So
I
there's
don't even
Tony's
think you
bracket.
can't believe that.
Tony's bracket, guys. All right. Let's go back again. So, again, sorry for the technical difficulties, guys.
Professional streamers at work.
Okay, that says fucking Steven.
That's me.
It says Steven, but it might not be.
No. All right, Steven. Does that look correct? Yeah, that's correct. That's Steven's bracket. All right, we did it, guys. We got through.
We made it.
Steven, your
done.
number 1 seed in the AFC is the Buffalo Bills. Number 2,
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 4,
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts. Number 5,
Yeah.
I almost said San Diego Chargers. LA Chargers. Number 6, Baltimore Ravens. Number 7, Miami Dolphins. Who wins between the Dolphins and the Fighting Joe Burrows?
Ooh, the Fighting Joe Burrows against the Fighting Tuas. I don't know if Tua can. I just can't believe Tua can beat the Bengals after the Bengals did what they did last year. I'm gonna have the Bengals go over the Dolphins.
Gotcha.
But the Dolphins are on the rise especially if Tua plays well this year.
Yeah, good things could happen for them. You have the Bengals. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I keep looking at
That's
the
the
Bengals
second
logo.
time.
The Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, so I thought about this one long and hard. Giggity. But I have the Ravens coming over the Chiefs.
The Ravens defeating the Chiefs. Chargers and Colts.
Chargers and Colts. Sorry, Casey. I don't see your Colts beating the Chargers this year. As you said, you like the Colts team, or well, you like the Colts, obviously. But you like the Chargers this year, and I have the Chargers going over the Colts.
Hey, if we get to the playoffs, we can do some damage, so just watch out. Bills, Bengals.
Bills, Bengals. What should have been the AFC matchup last year. I have the Bills just taking care of business against the Bengals.
Ravens, Chargers.
Ravens, Chargers. Now this is going to be a good battle.
Yeah, that would be a good game right there.
I feel like the Chargers have a lot to prove, but the Ravens have playoff experience, and I feel like the Ravens are going to come over the Chargers.
Dang. All right, your AFC Championship, Bills, Ravens.
Bills, Ravens. I have to give it to the Bills. They're just on a mission this year. They're not taking any crap, so I have the Bills coming
So
Coming over.
LA is your 1 seed in the NFC. You have your 2 seed is the Packers, 3 Buccaneers, 4 Cowboys, 5 49ers, 6 Eagles, 7 Minnesota. Who wins between Minnesota and Green Bay in that matchup that you have there?
Aaron Rodgers back at Lambeau in January. I feel like it's going to be a Packers win right there.
Move them on up. Next pick, Eagles and Buccaneers.
Surprisingly, I have the Eagles coming over the Bucks.
It feels like it pains you to say that.
Not really. I mean, they're a good team.
They are a good team this year.
The Eagles are going to be a good team, but I have the Eagles beating the Tom Brady's.
Your Cowboys against the 49ers.
Ooh, good rematch from last year. I have the 49ers winning.
Oh, in Dallas again.
2
years in a row.
I hate it, but I have to. The 49ers are just better.
LA Rams against the Green Bay Packers for a chance to go to the NFC Championship.
For a chance to go in LA, I have the Rams beating the Packers.
Rams move up. They host the NFC Championship. Eagles, 49ers.
Why do I hate myself?
Could be either one.
I have the 49ers.
49ers move up.
The Eagles are good, but I feel San Francisco is just way more of a built team. They have, especially if Trey Lance is what we all think he's going to be, that team is going to be scary.
So we have a rematch of last year's NFC Championship, no? Yeah, these two teams were there, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so you have the Rams and the 49ers back in LA. Who wins this time?
The 49ers.
49ers to the Super Bowl. So you have the 49ers against the Bills. Who wins that matchup?
We're not giving the 49ers a 6 ring, so we're going for the Bills this year.
Move the Bills on up. I agree with you guys. I think we've all picked the Bills. I don't know who Daniel has because I didn't get to see his picks, but those are some juicy little picks there. So that's a good little early playoff predictions right there. Edward goes, let's go to the chat here. Edward, I hear big oof, you MFs again, MF. So I guess Edward doesn't agree with your picks here. Probably switch to 3-cam scene now.
Edward, who do you have winning the Super Bowl this year?
There we go.
Oh, I should say, who is your Super Bowl matchup and then your Super Bowl winner?
Super Bowl. Who's your AFC and NFC winner, Edward? And then who wins? We all ask that in different ways. You want to ask him too, Tony?
Yeah, I just want for the guy typing, Edward, what was his name? I want to know who he wants for Super Bowl and his playoff picture.
Steven just teased 49er fans in a big way. Yeah, you did, Steven. You teased him so hard. You're like, the Bills. That's pretty funny.
Hey, the Bills had 4 years in a row to win a Super Bowl, and they just couldn't beat NFC East teams.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we're on to our last segment here. John. Oh, that was John that said that, not Edward. John has entered the chat.
John, if you were here for the sit-ums and pick-ums, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to pick on the Texans, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, he picked on the Texans earlier and start 'em, sit 'em, so we'll see what happens.
Be there on Sunday to see it live.
If you guys are just joining us, Daniel's not here with us today because he is not feeling well. So Daniel texted us about an hour before the stream, which is why the stream was kind of in shambles because he was supposed to set it up and run it today. So he kind of messed that up for us, but the show goes on. But this will definitely be our longest segment because we're going over all 16 games right now, guys. We're going over our week 1 game predictions. We're going to move this on over to this last bullet point here. We probably will definitely be under 2.5 hours for once in the stream. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, just
Before
about.
we move forward for the start of sit-ums, I want to say just sit the whole Texans team.
And start the entire ND team.
Start the entire ND team, sit the Texans. We're going to destroy them.
49ers and the Bears. Start the whole 49ers
Start the whole
team
49ers. Schuster says no, Daniel. Nope, Dad. Daniel is sick. He is out today. He texted us about an hour before the stream, so we're just kind of breezing through everything. He was supposed to set everything up, and we didn't get it all set up, so which is why we're going to have the shorter stream today. But right now we're going on to, I think, the best segment that we're going to go over. It's all the game predictions. I have all the game predictions here, all the games listed here. We will start with the game we will be attending on Sunday, Steven. The Colts at the Texans. The Colts are 8-point favorites in Houston. We will be there week 1. Last year, the Colts outscored the Texans 2 games, 62-3 combined. Colts won 31-0 in Houston and 31-3 in Indy last year. The Colts have a lot to prove this year, and I think they keep up their winning ways against the Texans. Colts win week 1 in Houston. What says you guys?
Give it to the Colts. I'm sorry, John, but it's too easy of a game.
Especially in week 1.
Poor John. John, you'll be there too. We'll buy you a hot dog.
Yeah.
Edward, anybody in the chat? Who wins? Texans, Colts. Put it in the chat. We want to know what you guys think. Edward in the chat. Honestly, I like the Bills, but let me run my picture. So he's going to run his whole picture right there for us. But we all have the Colts, correct?
I'll have the Colts, yes.
3 for the Colts. There goes.
Colts 1, hot dog 0.
Next game on my list here. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are favored by 6.5 in Cincinnati. Tony, we will start with you. This is your team. You are a Steelers fan. What do you think perspires this weekend?
I'm going to give it to the Steelers just because I'm a Steelers fan.
That's the only reasoning behind it.
that's it. No, honestly, it should be a pretty good matchup.
It's a division matchup, so yeah.
Like we said, until they figure out the quarterback game down in Pittsburgh, which they did appoint Mitch Trubisky as number 1.
They did that today, didn't they? They officially announced it, I think.
Yesterday.
Well, Mike Tomlin announced it today.
It was yesterday.
Yeah. But yeah, looks like they're trying to settle it. Looks like they settled it on terms of paper on who's going to start. But until he proves himself to me, I think I'm gonna have to give it to the established team. Because the only thing we got established right now is our defense.
Yeah.
So I think.
What's a score prediction?
You're telling me to give you a score prediction?
Give me a score prediction.
I'm going to give it to a field goal difference.
For the Steelers?
21-24.
Steelers.
Yeah.
Steven, who wins this game?
I can't agree with you, unfortunately. I have the Bengals. I'm sorry, Tony, but Joey Ice against the Steelers, I have the actual competent offense beating your semi-competent offense.
Yeah. The Bengals come into this game hosting the Steelers as the defending AFC champs. The Bengals' problem last year was their offensive line, but they addressed it in the offseason. The Steelers do have pretty good defense, but I think their back 7 is going to struggle to stop Cincinnati's passing game. I also really don't like this Pittsburgh offense this year, and I like the Bengals to win at home in week 1 over the Steelers. I think it will be a dogfight, though, like you said, Tony. I think they'll go back and forth, but I think the Bengals pull away late.
I think it will be a low-scoring game.
Realistically, I think they're gonna pull away from it. I'm gonna pick the Steelers because I'm gonna be dedicated to them unconditionally.
He loves his team, guys.
It's always a good game, even if they're terrible. It's always a really close game. Doesn't matter who they play. In terms of the division,
that is true. I was like, okay, in terms of the division, that makes sense.
We got Edward going for the Texans.
Edward says Texans. Stop trolling, Edward. You know the Texans aren't winning that game. I'm going Steelers 2, to be honest. He has Steelers 2, so he's going Texans, Steelers. We need to document this for Edward, too, just so we know what it's like next week when we go over this. First game always the messiest.
Edward, write them down so that we can...
Oh, we got to record. We're recording, so we got this. John, Texans fan John. Nah, y'all fake. With a sad face. JK, Tony said it best. It is too easy of a game. I'm just hoping to see an actual score.
Oh, you will. On one side of the scoreboard, there'll be a score. On the other side,
you'll see scoring in the name of Jonathan Taylor. By the way, start him this week, too. I think he's on Steven's stardom list.
No, he wasn't on my stardom.
Yeah, he should be on your stardom list. If you got Jonathan Taylor, put him in.
I was going to say, this is going to be a pretty big first week for the running back game, because not only are you guys playing an easier side of the defense, I'm sorry, John, but the Titans are playing the Giants, so Derrick Henry might be able to put up some mad yardage.
Yeah, we'll get to that game in a little bit here. We got it here on the docket too. Next game is going to be a barn burner.
Mm-hmm.
The Baltimore Ravens visit the New York Jets. The New York Jets have lost 5 of their last 6 season home openers. The Jets in the offseason really upgraded their roster, and I like a lot of the moves they made. The Ravens last year had the worst injury luck of any team in the NFL, like really in NFL history. in NFL history, they've had the worst luck. I am really high on this Ravens team this year. You guys saw it earlier. I have them as the 2 seed in the AFC, and I think they can do some damage not only in the regular season but in the playoffs if they make it that far. The Ravens are favored by 7, and I think they cover that 7 in New York. Ravens will come out wrecking the Jets.
I already know what everyone's saying.
Zach
Milfin
Wilson. Zach Milfin Wilson. He is not even starting, Edward. Joe Flacco is starting, which means fire up. Why am I blanking on his name?
Joe Flacco?
No, they're wide receiver. Elijah Moore.
Oh.
Last time Joe Flacco threw, he did really good. So there you go. Tony, Ravens, Jets, what you got?
I think Lamar's going to tear him apart. He's going to tear him a new one.
He's going to tear him a new one. Steven, you think the Jets have any chance whatsoever?
They have a chance to score 3 points.
Maybe a safety.
I think they'll score a few points, but I don't have them winning. I have the Ravens pretty much running all over.
It's going to be a revenge season for Joe Flacco against the Ravens.
Joe Milfin Flacco.
Joe Milfin Flacco.
Doesn't work that way, Edward.
All right. Next game on the docket. The New England Patriots go to visit the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are 3-point favorites at home. This is a make or break season for Tua Tagovailoa. I think we've said it all preseason. He has Tyreek Hill to throw to now, and in week 1, he is facing his old Alabama teammate, Mac Jones, and the Patriots. Get this. Miami is favored against New England for the first time since 2013. That's crazy. I think it is well-deserved, and I think that this Patriots team is still the most boring-looking team on paper in NFL history. Miami wins and covers the 3 points at home. In my book, I think Miami will come out, and they will play good. It'll be a great game, great defensive game, and low scoring. Miami wins.
Go ahead, Tony.
Jesus.
Go.
I have the Dolphins completely beating the Patriots. Like you said,
You have them spanking them?
Yep, I have them spanking them. Now, let's not completely go away from the fact that Belichick could do a lot with boring, as he is the fucking father of boring himself.
He is the father of boring.
But I think the Dolphins, especially with the new weapons on board, with Waddle and the Tyreek Hill little combo they got going on, as long as Tua could fling it out there, that's going to be a pretty routine win.
Steven?
Yeah, I have the Dolphins still winning, even though I said to sit Tua. I still think he'll come away with the win. All those added offensive weapons should help a lot, and with no offensive coordinator for the Patriots, I think that might make Mac Jones struggle a little bit, especially week 1. But we'll see. But I still have the Dolphins coming over the Patriots.
Go over to that chat real quick. What Schuster said up top, go Jets. I'm not going to say the word in the middle, but I get it. My grandfather used to say that all the time. So my grandfather was a huge Jets fan. The reason why he liked the Jets because it's the color of money, and money is green. So that's why he picked the Jets. He's also from New York, so there's that too. It's all right anyway. Oh, it's all rigged anyway. Edward says Ravens by 10.
Patriots. Oh, sorry.
No, he says Ravens by 10. He said Patriots with a cleaner game by 7. So Edward's just not going with any of our picks here, is he? He's just going against us.
The Ravens was...
He went with Tony's Steeler pick. All right. Next game might be a little bit of a revenge game. Raiders at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are favored by 3. The Chargers barely missed the playoffs last year because they lost to the Raiders. The Raiders have not figured out their offensive line starters just yet, as they just cut Alex Leatherwood last week, who was their first-round pick last season. This Chargers team, though, is the real deal, and I think they're going to beat the brakes off of the Raiders in LA. I've been saying it all preseason. I need the Chargers to prove it. This Raider team is not what everybody thinks they're going to be. They're like the Browns from a few years ago when everybody thought they were going to the Super Bowl and they didn't do anything. So, yeah, there's my rant on that.
Going on TikTok.
Sorry, Raider fans. It's not your year.
It never is.
They've had a couple, like in the 60s.
They had Joe Madden.
They had John Madden.
John Madden.
Best coach ever. Tony?
I'm gonna give it to the Chargers as well. As long with that being said, I just need them to cover everybody except for Darren Waller. As long as they could leave him one game, that'd be great.
Tony has Darren Waller on his fantasy team, and he needs him to score some points. So
Yes,
he's like, if you could not cover him, that'd be great.
I would
That'd
say
be
Darren
great.
Waller.
Steven, what's your take on this game?
I have the Chargers coming over. I'm sorry, Raider fans, but you're in for a rude awakening week 1. All this hype that you guys think that you have, it's all going to come crashing down week 1. I'm sorry.
Watch, and we know like too bad we don't have it like College Game Day where we have the picks at the bottom here, and then like
Yeah.
we all pick the same team, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, they picked the wrong team. Everybody just destroys us. Yeah,
We'll look into that for next week.
I need to figure out how to do that. So that'd be really cool if we just have our picks at the bottom there. But probably another overlay for another day.
Edward says Chargers, so he's agreeing with us.
Oh, look at that.
Everybody,
John says everybody cover Waller. Are you playing John week 1?
I am playing John Weaver.
Even his teammates. That's pretty funny.
everybody.
Next game on the list. Thursday night football in Los Angeles. Buffalo Bills at Los Angeles Rams. The
This might get a
Bills-
little.
Yeah,
Change.
the Bills are favored by 2.5, believe it or not, in LA. The Bills are a Super Bowl favorite, so they should be favored. Thursday night football in LA, the Rams defend their title at home in the same stadium they won the Super Bowl last season. They are going to face an angry Bills team who felt like they should have been the ones hoisting the Lombardi Trophy last season. Here's a fun stat for you. Since 2000, the defending Super Bowl champions are 19-3 in week 1. The Rams are about to make it 19-4, as I think the high-octane Bills team is going to come out swinging. I like the Bills to win, and I like them to cover the 2.5 points. Bills are on a mission this year. I think the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. I hope the Colts beat them, though. That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I am gonna get a little tension going. I'm gonna give it to the Rams.
D-Rams, the defending champs.
I'm gonna keep that streak going for wins on the winning side. I'm gonna give it to the Rams just because the Bills always struggle week 1. We saw that last year when the immobile tree fucking beat them. The Rams were going in with all the hype. They lost to the Steelers, and that was with an injury towards the end of the game for Roethlisberger. So I think I'm gonna give the Bills a better end of the season or a better season week 2 because I always struggle week 1 trying to get it all set back up. So I'll give it to the Rams.
Steven.
I can't agree with you, Tony. As my good friend Lee Corso would say, not so fast, my friend. I have the Bills covering the Rams. I just feel like the Bills are the most complete team we've probably seen in a while. And I just can't see the Rams. They're going to be on their Super Bowl hangover. I just can't see the Rams winning, especially with the little, not controversy, I guess. Matthew Stafford still has that lingering injury that they're scared of. So I still have the Bills coming over.
Yeah, I think they're going to come out with a vengeance. What were you saying, Tony?
Yeah.
Cam Akers, 15 touchdowns week 1.
I said sit him, so that's probably going to happen.
Because Casey said that they're going to blow up.
Because I said to sit Cam Akers. He's going to go off. All right, let's go to the chat real quick.
Edward says Bills by 3 with Josh Allen and in his hand. Your dad says Bills for the win. And Edward says excuse his language. LOL.
Can't say that on YouTube or what?
I just choose not to.
Schlong. That's what Edward said.
Schlong.
He said this game, Bills with Josh
Rams
Allen
by
and
1,000.
Schlong in hand by 3. Rams by 1,000. All right, we'll see. Next game.
You can't go back and change your pick.
Yeah, you can't change your pick, dude. You picked Josh Allen by 3. Next game could be a Super Bowl matchup, guys. In like 2062. Jaguars at Commanders. Commanders are favored by 3. The Carson Wentz era starts in Washington against the team that ended his season last year. Whoever makes the NFL schedules needs a raise because week 1 this year is just awesome. Tony, what do you always say? NFL marketing? Damn marketing. The Jaguars did a lot in the offseason to upgrade their team, and I actually think they go into Washington and win week 1. Jacksonville beats Carson Wentz again.
Nah, it's not the Colts. They're going to lose.
You said the Jaguars are going to lose because they're not playing the Colts.
That's what he said.
That's what he's. That's the reasoning. That's the reasoning behind the Jaguars not winning.
Yeah, the Jaguars Colts is their Super Bowl, man. I mean, they go all out.
So week 2, Jaguars are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they'll never be there again.
Steven, who wins this game?
This one was probably my biggest coin flip that I thought.
Because you don't know what each team's going to look like.
I just don't. The Jaguars are just such a mess. And then the Commanders, just you don't know what they have. I mean, I have a gut feeling the Commanders are going to come on top just because they have more.
Yeah, they are.
They're going to get that first W with that Commander's name. No pun intended on their helmets. But I have the Commanders coming in on top over the Jags.
With that being said, I think Antonio Gibson might have a pretty good first game. I know.
So I was staying away from drafting Antonio Gibson in fantasy drafts until that unfortunate event happened with Brian Williams. That's terrible, but it frees up some space there. I mean, he might go off. He could. So we'll see what happens. That's why we play the games. Edward says, "Go Jags." I can't believe that just came out of my mouth. All right.
Hey, you announced a Jags pick on live.
I did. I made a Jaguars draft
that's what
pick.
the curse is, Casey. It's because you made the draft pick for the Jags.
No, they were losing. They were losing to the Jags in Jacksonville before that, so it wasn't.
I know,
me.
but you just prolonged it.
Yeah, whatever. Next game. You have Baker Mayfield playing his former team. Browns at Panthers. Believe it or not, the Panthers are favored by 2 in this game. The most Browns thing that's ever happened in week 1. The Browns are paying Baker Mayfield $500,000 to beat the Browns. Baker Mayfield came out this week and said, "I'm going to fuck them up." I think the Browns will be looking to prove something too. They know Baker Mayfield's habits, and I think they will use their great running game and a decent defense to win this game. I think this game is close, but the Browns win it in Carolina. But it is the Browns, and I wouldn't be shocked if they lost to Carolina. So we'll see. But what do you guys like in this game?
Nothing.
I like the football. It's gonna go back and forth. Just kidding.
The Panthers, because fuck the Browns.
That's all you guys got nothing?
Well, I was gonna go next. Tony thought Tony was gonna go first.
Yeah, freaking gosh, Tony.
Is that all you're saying, Tony? Just fuck the Browns.
I honestly think that the Browns should be able to pull it off. I don't think I don't see Baker Mayfield pulling off a first week win with the Panthers. Like I said, start Amari Cooper just because he's going to be a big target.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some confidence with the Browns winning on week 1.
I unfortunately do not have confidence in the Browns winning week 1.
You have the Panthers.
I have the Panthers. I have CMC running wild. I know the Browns have a good defense, but I just don't think that they'll be able to control him, especially with a healthy CMC. Baker Mayfield is going to try and improve a lot, so he's going to try and force a lot of throws, I think, but he should still basically beat the Browns, I think,
Here's a
and
crazy
get paid.
thing. Christian McCaffrey is healthy. If he stays healthy the whole year with Baker Mayfield's probably one of the better quarterbacks he's ever had. He could finish as the number 1 running back this year. Like if he stays healthy. That's his Achilles heel. He can't stay healthy.
That's a big if for him.
Oof. Yeah.
There's hell, and then there's not getting paid not to play.
All right, moving on.
Edward says Browns.
Oh, sorry, my bad, chat. My dad says damn marketing. I concur. Browns marketing gonna make Baker laughing stock of NFL. You know what would have been really funny? You know those at home with Baker Mayfield commercials?
Yeah.
It would have been cool. They had him moving into the new stadium. It's like new home with Baker Mayfield.
That's funny.
All right. Next.
The contract is with the Browns. He just happened to be the face of the team.
Well, they made him the face of the team. Like they did everything for him, and then he just got screwed. He literally got screwed. Like the Browns did him wrong. Like
Browns were like, "Oh, Deshaun Watson, yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what? You got 23 cases against you. All right, cool. You know what? Here's a bunch of money.
Browns.
Pull the slot machine. Whatever it lands on, we'll pay you. All right,
Moving
moving
with
on.
Baker.
Moving with Baker in the chat. All right, next game on the list, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 3.5-point favorites in Arizona, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. Kansas City got a better defense in the offseason, and Kyler Murray got a weapon on offense, adding Hollywood Brown. I do like this Chiefs team this year, though, and I think they will take down the Cardinals in Arizona week 1. Kyler Murray has to prove it to me before he beats teams like Kansas City. He's got to grow up and play football.
Not Call of Duty.
Not Call of Duty.
Yeah, I have the Chiefs coming into Arizona and just not destroying them, but beating them pretty well, at least by 10. I just don't see Arizona keeping up, especially without DeAndre Hopkins. I just feel like they won't be able to keep up with Kansas City.
Arizona's question mark to me is their defense.
Yep.
I know they have J.J. Watt and a bunch of good players, but they're all getting old, man. They're all old.
Yeah,
With that being
exactly.
said, I'm going to give it to the Chiefs as well. Too many weapons as receivers. Andy Reid always has a trick up his sleeve, so it should be a good game, but they are going to be getting beat at least by 10. At least.
Back to the chat. Edward says, pretty sure that's what it is, Casey. That's what is, Edward?
I think he was talking about something about the Browns and like you point the slot machine.
Oh, yeah. That's probably what they did. Chiefs, Edward says, Kyler don't watch film. He doesn't. He plays Call of Duty. That's what he does. Sole reason for the L. There you go. There you go.
He watches Tim the Tatman play Call of Duty for his film.
He's probably playing with him.
Probably.
Next game, 2 of our rival teams, Steven. The Giants go into Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Titans are 5.5-point favorites against the Giants. The Giants have lost 10 of their last 11 week 1 games. And the Titans have lost 4 of their last 6 openers in week 1. Can't talk right now. One of these teams is going to win week 1 this year, unless they tie, which probably won't happen. I think this game is going to be a good one, though. I think the Titans have the better quarterback, though, in Tannehill. So I like the Titans to win the game, but the Giants might cover the 5.5-point spread. I'm picking the Titans, unfortunately, but Giants, please win the game. How about that?
How about that? Steven?
I just don't have faith in the Giants just yet. They are getting there. They're getting better, but I think Tennessee is still the better team, and I have the Tennessee Titans covering that 5.5 over the Giants.
And like I said earlier, with Derrick Henry back, I'm going to give it to the Titans. Like I said, it's going to be a pretty intense week 1 for all the running backs.
Yeah, it really is. Should be fun. Fantasy football is going to be a lot of fun. Actually, should be doing a draft right now, but just going to auto draft. I don't really care. Next game, Broncos at the Seahawks. Broncos are 6-point favorites at the Seahawks. This is your Monday Night Football game this coming week. Russell Wilson cooking up in a new kitchen in Denver this year. He opens week 1 against his former team, the Seattle Seahawks. The last time Seattle Seahawks lost a season opener at home, 1999. The last time they lost at home in a season opener. It's never happened in Daniel's lifetime, guys.
Oof.
It will happen next week, though, because the Seahawks are not going to be good, and the Broncos are going to be good. I like Russell Wilson and the Broncos to march in there and just about destroy the Seahawks. They're going to spank them.
Tony, what are you going to say?
Put that ass on a rollback.
That's not what I was. That's not at all what I was going to say. But anyway, put that ass on a rollback.
Broncos country. That's right.
That's right. Broncos Nation. That's right. That video is so cringy. But yeah, the Broncos should easily take the W over the Seahawks. I just don't see the Seahawks being at all competitive against the Broncos. The Broncos are going to be in a tough division, so they're going to play tough. So let's ride.
Or Seahawks.
Yeah, they have something coming.
Yeah.
They have a lot coming.
A bunch of L's coming their way.
I was going to say they're L's.
Yeah, Geno Smith, and Drew Lock.
Speaking of L's, let's move on to the next game. San Francisco at Chicago. The 49ers are favored by 7 over the Bears in Chicago. The Bears have the worst offensive line in all of football this year, and they are in complete rebuild. We are really going to get to see what Trey Lance can do, as he will be the starter in Chicago week 1. He has a lot of weapons, and if he is the quarterback that everyone says he's going to be, he can do some damage against a bad Chicago team. I'm sorry, Chicago Bears fans and Chicago Bears friends, but you guys are going to have a really bumpy ride this year. It's basically a plane that's crashing.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot like college football, that they set up a preseason game with one of the shittiest schools possible just to get them all tied up and get them feeling good about themselves. I'm pretty sure that's what someone got paid to partner up Trey Lance against the Bears, because they're gonna get reamed.
It's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, the 49ers are on what we call in college football Cupcake Week.
Are there
It's
really
like
cupcakes in the NFL, though? It is the NFL.
Yeah, but I just don't see the Bears scoring. I don't even think they'll score 10 points against that 49ers defense. And then Trey Lance he's basically got a great way to get into his NFL career. I mean, he's got a lot to prove this year, and now he knows he has Jimmy G right behind him, ready to pounce just in case he messes up. So,
by the way, we're talking about start him, sit him earlier. Start the 49ers defense.
Yeah. But yeah, I have the 49ers just destroying the Bears.
Schuster says Bears for the W.
Yeah, you should probably not say anything else.
Get some help.
Just exit the chat, please.
Click the red X on the top of the right screen and you'll
hit a like first. Like it first, and then leave.
Subscribe.
Just kidding. We're gonna stay in the NFC. We have the Eagles, who are 4-point favorites, going into Detroit to take on the Lions. Last season, the Eagles and Lions played in Detroit in Week 8. The Lions remained winless, and the Eagles beat them 44-6. Was that one of you guys?
That was weird.
Yeah. The heck? Okay. This Lion team's got a little better this offseason, but the Eagles got even better with the moves that they made this offseason. I like the Eagles in Detroit again this year, but I think the Lions can score some touchdowns this time.
No, I'm going to give it to the Eagles. Pretty easy win, especially with we're going to see that new duo with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. So it's going to set a pace for them to see how they're going to do it for the remainder of the season. With that being said, I think I am going to put in Sanders, because he should have a field day and a good startup to see how he's back from injury from last year. So I'm going to give it to the Eagles overall.
Here's the thing. I like Gainwell better than Sanders, because I think they're going to be a committee, but later on Sanders can't ever, they don't utilize him correctly. And Correct. It pisses me off.
And if he gets hurt, it's Gainwell that's going to be taking over.
Gainwell's a running back 1 if he gets hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, I have the beating the Lions, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. This Lions team wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. I mean, they took the Ravens. It took a record-breaking field goal to beat the Lions last year.
That kick was crazy. I remember watching that live. I thought he hit the upright. It bounced out, but it bounced over, and all the Lion fans, I just like all the arms just go.
Surrender Cobra.
Surrender Cobras.
But yeah, I still have the Eagles coming over, but I feel like the Lions will cover.
Edward says Eagles. Edward's favorite team is the Eagles, guys. Just so you guys know, he's an Eagles fan. Just kidding, he's a Cowboys fan.
No, he spelled out EAGL, Eagles. Look at him.
He misspelled fly, Eagles, fly. Next game, another destruction game in the NFC. The Saints go into Atlanta as 5.5-point favorites. Bet on the Saints. The Saints are covering that.
Easy.
I think the Falcons are just outmatched here. The Saints all around are just the better team. The Falcons' offensive line is pretty bad, and there won't be much of a home field advantage in Atlanta this year. I actually think there might be just as many, if not more, Saints fans in Atlanta week 1. I think the Saints dominate this game. They easily cover the 5.5 points. And remember, the Saints are one of my sneaky NFC teams this year that I think could do some damage if they get into the playoffs.
I'm going to give it to the Saints. The only big weapons coming out of Atlanta this year are Kyler Pitts, and even that we're going to see how he does with a new quarterback. So I don't see the Falcons being able to put up too much of a fight because they're fighting their own dumpster fires currently.
True.
Yeah, I have the Saints just going in there and pretty much manhandling the Falcons. It's going to be a rough season for the Falcons fans, as it has been since that 28-3 debacle, which I watch that video all the time of Atlanta's Falcons fans' perspective from the Super Bowl. If you ever need a good laugh, people, good video to watch. But yeah, I have the Saints just going in there. The Saints just have a much better defense.
Have you guys ever seen the Tiger King, like where he's like, "I will never financially recover from this"? Since 28-3, that's the Falcons.
That's the Falcons. Yeah, but yeah, Saints should easily win against Falcons.
Another game that should be a really good game. This is a game that I want to tune into. Packers at Vikings. Packers are 2-point favorites in Minnesota. This is a game I will definitely be tuning into after the Colts Texans game this next week, after we attend that game. Packers are without Devontae Adams this year, and they're coming into a game against a Vikings team that is much improved. I think the Vikings are going to have a pass-aggressive offense this year, and I like them to win this game at home in week 1. Give me the Vikings. Did you just fart? What the hell is that?
I don't know. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. It's going to be a good game to watch.
Teeter-totter.
Like we've been saying, though, the Vikings on paper sound amazing, but then they find a way to fuck it up.
Yep.
So I am going to give it to the Packers on week 1, just because of the consistency throughout each year. Gosh darn it, I'm forgetting his name. Aaron Rodgers. He always
that guy.
A-Rod.
That fucker.
He's done some
Always
things.
pulls it out. He's always got.
Yeah, he ain't no Philip Rivers. He pulls out.
Pull out game is strong with that one.
Steven?
Yeah, this one was another tough one for me, but I still think the Packers are still going to go into Minnesota and defeat them. It's going to be the first week for the new staff for the Vikings. They, like, as you said, the Vikings are always good on paper, but they can never execute. But I think Kirk Cousins should do really well against this Packers team. Even though the Packers do have a pretty good defense, I still think that he should cover them up pretty well. But I still have the Packers coming on top.
Giggity. Edward says week 1 never goes as planned as expected. LOL. Give me Atlanta. You like Atlanta? You're high. I think Atlanta's winning a lot of games. They're definitely not beating the Saints. Last game to predict. We have Sunday Night Football. We have the Buccaneers visiting the Dallas Cowboys. Buccaneers are 1.5-point favorites. Sunday Night Football in Arlington, Texas. Week 1, you have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that this is a rematch of last year's Week 1 game where the Cowboys almost upset Tampa, right?
Yeah, it was tied. And then
they won at the end.
They won at the end with a field goal.
For me, I'm wondering how the Tyron Smith injury will impact the Cowboys offense. I really don't like the offensive line right now there. This Buccaneers team is not the same Buccaneers team as last season either. They lost a bunch of offensive linemen as well. You always say don't bet against Tom Brady, but I like the Cowboys week 1. I have the Cowboys eking it out against Tom Brady at home.
Poor Tony.
You guys just need to get a chemistry going where you just start talking.
I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm going to be last.
Okay, that makes sense for this one, but the other ones, come on.
I'm going to give it to the Bucs. I'm sorry, Steven, but it is Tom motherfucking Brady. He, the same as Rodgers, he always finds a way to pull it out. Not just that, the Cowboys are struggling a lot, not just in their line, but in their receivers. They're struggling all over the field currently, unfortunately, with trades, injuries, all that good stuff. So although the Buccaneers do not have the same team, even with Godwin struggling a bit over that ACL tear, I think they're going to be the higher producing game, the higher producing team on this matchup.
Steven, you have the floor.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry, Tony. I can't agree with you. I have the Cowboys winning. Both teams' offensive lines are just decimated right now. But the Buccaneers' offensive line is just a little bit more decimated than the Cowboys. A lot of people are focusing too much on the one player for the Cowboys, where Tampa Bay's offensive line is pretty much gone from last year. They have none of the same people they had last year, and it's going to be a very good. If you're a defensive lineman in this game, you're going to be a happy person. Let's just go with that. So expect a lot of defensive plays, a lot of quarterback pressures, but I still have the Cowboys coming on top at home with a field goal advantage.
Do you think you'll have a home field advantage, or do you think there'll be more Buccaneer fans?
I don't. I've never seen a Buccaneers fan in my life, so
they exist. They're like Texan fans. They're rare, but they exist.
Yeah, yeah. All of them are bandwagon fans from Tom Brady. So as soon as he retires next year, there's not going to be any again.
Edward going back to the Packers Vikings game. He says Packers revenge. So
no, I think he's talking revenge about the Cowboys.
Oh, revenge against the Cowboys? About the Cowboys? Edward, you got to be a little more specific in the chat there, man.
You're just looking to usually post right on it.
As
and
Daniel would say, this is our year.
Jesus. Well, we pretty much reached the end here. Talk with the chat a little bit.
Be single, miffing Brady.
Tom about to be single, motherfucking Brady. He's gonna have a lot of pent up tension because he's not gonna be getting it in. So he's gonna just destroy it and put it all out on the team.
Whatever. That dude retired, went with his family, decided fuck this, and went back. So
yeah, and now he's having issues at home.
He just needed 10 minutes with his family. He was like, "Yeah, no, I can't do this. I'm playing until I die."
He might as well. Could you imagine he plays for another 2 years? He'd be 47?
It's crazy. He's 40. He's gonna be 45 this year.
So yeah, he'd be 47 in 2 years.
Yeah. Have we ever had a 50-year-old quarterback?
He's gonna be Yager.
Yager. He's gonna have different jerseys for every team, just like him.
T.O. wants to play again, and he's almost 50.
T.O. doesn't want to play again.
He's in that. He's in that fan control league.
Oh yeah, that league's actually kind of cool. I watched a game once, and it's the fans pick the plays. So
and there's
he had Johnny Manziel throwing to him. Johnny Manziel's in that league too.
Of course he is.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's got to pay his drinks.
Yeah, he's all about the fans.
Hot.
All right, guys, we got anything else to say in the chat? Let us know. We're about to wind it down here. A little shorter show this week, only about an hour and a half, which is good. Lowered it by an hour, guys, so pretty nice. Mostly to technical difficulties because Daniel's not feeling good. Daniel, I hope you're feeling better.
Yep, I agree. On a couple side notes, follow us on TikTok. You can see Daniel's picks for this week on TikTok.
You can also see my picks again if you want to see them again.
Yeah, you can see Casey's picks, but Daniel's picks are on TikTok, and it has 60,000 views.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We're going viral, guys. We're going viral.
So follow us on TikTok. Be sure to look out for a lot of videos from us, me and Casey, and John on Sunday as we go to the Houston Texans Colts game.
Yeah, from the game, we will be posting our game experience as it goes on. We might even buy one of those nasty ass hot dogs that we talked about last year.
Definitely follow us on Twitter as well. Link Twitter handles on the bottom.
It is not. I didn't post it.
No, it's on the.
Oh, it is.
Ticker.
It's on the ticker. Yay.
Mine is not a Twitter handle because fuck Twitter.
Yeah, Tony's handle is for Instagram. Just so you guys know, Tony doesn't have a Twitter. So if you want to follow Tony, that's his Instagram tag.
This is my Twitter tag, but it's also my Instagram if we take away the 10.
And mine's my Twitter and Instagram. So everything's the same.
Brett Favre. Oh yeah, Brett Favre. I don't even know how long.
You want to look it up real quick? Just to please the people.
Not into that.
Give me 1 second.
Freaking Tony.
Brett Favre when he retired.
Favre.
He was only 41.
There you go.
So
Tom Brady is already superior.
4 years older.
Type in oldest quarterback in NFL history to play a game.
To start an NFL game.
There you go.
Currently, Steve DeBerg is the oldest quarterback in NFL history. He started the game when he was 44 and 279 days old.
So Tom Brady is about to beat him.
Officially become the oldest quarterback.
Yeah, Tom Brady will be the oldest quarterback this year. He turns 45.
Maybe that's why he came back. He's like, oh, another record.
That's insane. Could you imagine playing football at 45?
That's still 15 years away from me and you, Casey.
Yeah, a little closer for me, but okay.
14.
Like 14 and a half, 13 and a half.
Hey, you said it. Hi, Cap. Tony, any last words?
Steven, any last words?
No, I plugged in our. Do we still have the giveaway contest for your Colts?
Yep, I am giving away tickets. I am giving away tickets to the Colts Jaguars game. They are my season tickets. They are in section 420 at the Colts Stadium. Really great view of the field. If you want to go to that game, I cannot attend that game. I'd love to give it to any kind of Colts fan. If you're a Jaguars fan and you're watching this by chance, anyway, and you're going to Indy that weekend,
or you're just a football
you can win
fan.
it too. All you have to do is go to our Twitter page, retweet the tweet that is pinned, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. That is how you enter. I will be drawing a winner September 27th, which happens to be my dad's birthday. So we will be streaming on my dad's birthday. Pretty cool. But if you want a chance to win those tickets, there you go. Later on in the season, we may give away Cowboy tickets. Who knows? We'll see how this giveaway goes. This giveaway goes good. We might give away some Cowboy tickets later.
Depends on how cheap you are. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Alrighty, but that's all from me.
All right, guys. Well, if you were watching this, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. We will be back next Tuesday where we will go over our picks again. We will go over the next picks for next week. We will go over the next week's games. This ticker will not exist anymore. It will have scores and the next week's games on them. So that'll be really cool. For Tony and Steven, my name is Casey. This is the Audible Sports Podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Bye, everybody.